All right, welcome race fans. Tonight we are at Talladega again here with the IWCR League in the Truck Series. So they will be turning 80 laps here, but a couple of clinkers in the works here. They only have a, I think it's a 50% fuel load here. So there we'll get to see a lot of pit stops. Got a welcome into the booth with me here, Thomas Wagner. Welcome, Thomas.
Hello, hello.
It should be an exciting race here with the trucks tonight, I'm sure. I think we're going to be looking at a pretty good time. These guys always do put on a good race, so sorry, kind of busy at the moment here doing a couple other things here just before we get wound up. But pit stops this is where it always comes into the hands of the drivers. That's where a race can be won or lost, is on pit road, and we may see some mistakes here tonight. We may see a flawless pit stop by everybody. You just never know. Draft really important here for these drivers. Draft, you got to be in the draft, or you're really going to fall to the back of the field. So we'll be watching for a lot of good close racing for these guys. Side draft really important. These trucks do suck up very well to the draft onto the back of each other. Unlike the Gen 6 that we witnessed earlier today in another league, Gen 6s are just like that cushion of air there, Thomas, and you just can't quite get to the back bumper of that car.
Oh yeah, these trucks suck up a lot more air than those A cars do, and you gotta be very easy with these cars. You can't be full bore on it.
So it's going to be interesting here just to see how everything plays out for these drivers. So we're about 6.5 minutes away from qualifying, and these guys are ready. I think these guys are pretty much ready. They only have a shortened qualifying time here tonight, so not as many drivers in here as I expected. I really kind of expected about twice as many. We've got some guys that obviously did not want to race in the truck series here tonight, so but all the better, because the fewer the trucks out there, the less cautions you'll have out on the track. Not saying that anything bad about the drivers. It's just mathematically the fact. The fewer the trucks, the less are the cautions. So.
Yep.
You got 40 trucks out there. You got a lot more cautions than if you only got 20.
And also, let's remember we have no quick repairs tonight.
Yeah, that's another clincher in the works there for these guys. No quick repairs. Ooh. You wreck them, you sit on pit road and get them fixed up. So give me a minute here. I got a couple things to do here. No. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to get a couple last-minute things done here before we get ready to go live for the race. So that's why it's a little quiet. I apologize. All right. Try to get somebody down here to the booth and talk to him before the race here, Thomas. Jason Allison, you got a copy?
Tinker.
Well, we usually try to get somebody in the booth here to talk about the race. Getting ready to go racing here. What is your plan for tonight? Get right up there gung ho, or lay in the back for the first part of the race?
For the first part, it's just going to be about saving my truck, making sure that I'm there at the end.
Well, that's a good strategy. 50% fuel load. What do you think of that?
I've already done a fuel run. I know how far I can take it, so that's going to come into my strategy. We all know that I'm good at actually saving fuel as well.
Well, that's good. Drafting, we were just talking about this, Thomas and I, about the draft model on these trucks. They suck up to the back of the trucks really well. How's that going to play for keeping, it's going to keep the field obviously tight together, a lot of, really close racing. How's that going to come into play at the end of the race for you, Jason, if you're there to try to get a victory if the racing is going to be so tight and going to be hard to pass?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that question.
Pardon me?
I didn't quite understand the question.
How's that going to come into play for you? Do you have a plan if it's going to be so close racing and so hard to pass? How's that going to come into play for you? What is your plan? Are you going to just try to ride and finish where you finish, or are you going to try to make that pass regardless? Or do you have a partner that you're going to be working with, or anything like that to try to get up there and win tonight?
Unfortunately, I don't have any partners. I mean, this is only my second race here, so it's really just going to come down to try and find which line that's moving at that time.
I can hear me talking in the background. You must have the broadcast on.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, hopefully you can find a partner out there for tonight. But we're going to let you go here. Qualifying's about to start. Jason, good luck tonight. And hopefully we'll talk to you maybe at least on the podium tonight. Look for a partner.
I sure hope so, and have a good one there.
All right,
Good luck, Jason.
All right, Thomas, I'm going to step away here for just a quick minute, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
job, guys.
And now for the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, Thomas, we're back. Waiting on that first one to turn in a good lap here. There we go. Evan Schroeder on the pole so far. Paul Crumry coming in second. That was a great lap for Paul. Charles Grant Jr. in third. Nathan Sedlick taking over the point now. Must be some great qualifying laps going on out there. Thomas Keene coming in second by 1/1000th of a second behind Nathan Sedlick. Wow.
Very close in times, as in, and this is, remember folks, this is no drafting. This is a closed practice session. So these times will be ramped up during the race as everybody's side by side and, fighting everybody.
Yeah, now they're changing a little bit. Mike Vining coming in on the pole. Johnny Reed Foley in fourth. The pushing. Oh, and that changes. Ross Cato comes in fourth. But I think some of these guys, that was probably only their first lap, I think.
Some of these guys are probably weighing out, testing the waters, trying to see, who's going to be faster than everybody, and what they need to do to maybe be a little faster. Yes, I do.
Got quite a few guys out here, but I really expected a lot more drivers to show up tonight. Kind of disappointing. Some people have kind of gotten away from the super speedways. They just don't really care for them so much, and
21 car field tonight. We will be seeing some pretty good racing, but maybe we'll still have 3 packs, maybe 2. As you were saying, yeah, most people have gone away from it because they say leagues run it too much, which isn't entirely not entirely true. Most leagues do run super speedways, but not a lot of the time they don't. So we'll still have a good race tonight, and we just gotta see how it plays out. Alrighty.
it looks like Mike Vining's going to hold on to the pole. Nathan Sedlick second, Thomas Keane third, Ross Cato fourth, and Johnny Reed Foley rounding out the top 5. And they're all within 16 one-thousandths of a second. That's pretty tight. We're going to see some pretty tight racing here, folks. I mean, even clear back to 17th, we're less than a tenth of a second. A tenth of a second is almost unmeasurable on a track like this.
These cars can, be very close, but they can be so far apart. Qualifying really doesn't matter. That's just where you're starting. What matters is your track position during the middle of the race. That's where it really matters.
Let me see if I can find somebody else here. Else that I could talk to. Nathan Sedlick. You got a copy? Nathan?
Yes, sir. Rudy, go ahead.
Well, what's the plan here for tonight? Do you have a teammate? I'm sure that's a stupid question, but I got to ask it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's you try and approach these with a good plan and stuff, and most of the time it goes awry and something happens, and it's just really tough. So most of the time now we just kind of no plan is a good plan, and we'll see what happens. Everybody go in there and qualify straight up, see what you got. Don't try and group up or anything like that, and let's just go and race. Let's get see how far we can go in this first fuel run.
Well, you're starting on the outside of your teammate, Mike Vining. Are you guys you plan on teaming up right away? Are you gonna fall in behind him, or what's the deal on this start?
Oh, you got a couple good guys behind him that good starters and stuff like that. So we'll see what we can do on a little count, or I don't know. Like I said, no plan's a good plan, and we'll just see what happens. Get in line here the first few laps, and I'll try and get down as fast as I can. It's a pretty tough spot to start here.
All right. Well, good luck tonight, Nathan. We're going to run down through the qualifying grid here and get everybody lined up. So good luck.
Thank you, Rudy.
Okay, Mike Vining taking the pole position here. Nathan Sedlick in second place. Thomas Keene coming in third. Ross Cato fourth. Johnny Reed Foley starting fifth. Charles Grant Jr. in sixth. Galen Gidman seventh. Stephen Pearson eighth. Michael Gonzalez ninth. And John Berga 10th. Thomas?
11th place is going to be James Mullins. 12th place is going to be Paul Kimmel, or
Crumry.
Paul Crummel. Or
Crumry.
Crumry. Sorry about that. 13th is going to be Nick Hunt. 14th, Mark A. Vega. 15th, Daniel Smallwood. 16th, Jason Elson. We talked to him earlier. 17th, Evan Schroeder. 18th, Randall Drake. 19th, John Batista.
Yeah.
Batista, sorry about that, John. 20 is going to be Craig Hawkins.
All right. Looks like 22nd place will be Scott Russell. I think he's the last one out there. So, all right, we're rolling off the grid and ready to get this thing underway here, folks. Let me get things sorted out here. There's never enough time to get everything done you want to get done. Take a look at the weather here for tonight. Like 78-degree air temperature, 104-degree track temperature, 55% humidity under partly cloudy skies here at Talladega, Alabama. Okay, we're about to get them going here as the pace car is going to be making that hard left turn down pit road for the very first time here at IWCR. There it goes, Mike Vining on the loud pedal right out of the gate. And just like I thought Nathan said, like his teammate would duck right in behind him. Now Thomas Keene trying to follow suit. These guys pulled away from fourth place Ross Cato by just a little. A few new paint jobs out there tonight, folks. Thomas Keene running a new paint job, and I believe Johnny Reed Foley might be running a new one as well.
I believe Stephen Pearson is also running a new one for this week.
No, I think that's his usual one. Yeah, that's his usual paint job. The what is it, Wounded Warriors or MIA or something? I forget what it is. It's military, something with the Wounded Warriors or something. Can't remember now. It's patriotic, I know that. Red, white, and blue.
3 wide, back in the back.
Yes, sir. And now they get settled back in. Mark Vega took a 3 wide there up the middle, and now they're back to 2 wide. And we got guys falling back a little ways, a little bit of a cushion. Looks like Craig Hawkins.
Caution, wrecking on the speedway.
Oh, looks like we already got John Berga. Oh man, cars are flipping everywhere. Daniel Smallwood into that. Let's go take a look at it here, folks. Oh, man. Find my cameras here. There we go. Alright, we're on John Berga here. He gets a little bump. Looks like from the number 8, and he got the old dreaded bumper hook from the number 8 of Paul Crumry. Just unfortunate that that happens already on lap 2. Wow. Just gets that bumper hook. That kicks him right to the right and right in front of Daniel Smallwood. But he also catches the tail of Michael Gonzalez, too. So a bunch of them going to go for a ride. Even Paul Krumrye going for a ride. Randall Drake barely missing some of that, but it looks like he is going to get into the tail of Paul Krumrye. So we've already got a bunch of guys that are going to be on pit road getting damage fixed.
Randall Drake getting into his pit. Has a little front end damage here.
Going to see Jason Allison must have been involved in that as well, because he's just now coming off of pit road. Looks like he's got a little tail damage on that, but quite a few of them. John Batista on pit road now. Scott Russell. Paul Krumrye.
Schroeder.
Yeah, Daniel Smallwood. Randall Drake. A lot of guys just coming into their pit stalls now. Michael Gonzalez. John Verga.
Not Mike Vining. John Verga actually doesn't look like he's got too bad of damage on that car. Should be relatively fixable, other than some of these other guys here.
Mike Vining staying out. Remains our leader for the time being.
You know what that gives us? That gives us some good time to go over the points standings from last week at Las Vegas. If that's okay with you, Rudy.
Yeah, go knock yourself out.
So, first place so far right now in the season, right after Las Vegas, is going to be Galen Gidman. Second place, Daniel Smallwood. Third place, Joe Roberts. Fourth place, Jeffrey Porter. Fifth place, Scott A. Russell. Sixth place, Marty Sponsler.
Yep.
Seventh place, Ben Manning. Eighth place, Kevin Spaulding. Ninth place, the birthday boy today, James Lemon. 10th place, Joshua Witherspoon.
Yeah, and a lot of them guys I don't see in here tonight. James Lehman, Josh Witherspoon, I don't see in here. Now that'll give some of these other guys a chance to pick up a few points on them.
I also believe that this week is going to be the last week for the iRacing.com pace car here for IWCR, so that'll be a little bit different change for these guys.
Oh, they're changing it up again?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Childhood Cancer Society has got on board of that pace car, and they're going to be running that for, I believe it's season 4. I think it is season 4 this season.
Very cool.
It'll be gold.
Interesting. I usually don't like to talk to drivers early in the race like this because, 2 laps and they're under caution. It's kind of hard to find out how the guy's truck's running. So I usually wait till, a little bit later in the race. We get, 15, 20 laps under their belt, and then maybe we'll get a chance to talk to somebody down there on the track. Well, we do have a few guys I'm gonna see, trying to find somebody that has been wrecked out.
Evan Schroeder, and she's getting back on track. Very close there. He almost got put another lap down.
Randall Drake, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Rudy?
Well, man, what a bummer. Second lap into the race and already this that much carnage. Are you able to get back out there or not?
Yeah, I have 3 minutes of optional left. I'm taking time to fix it. I mean, I T-boned the 8. There was nothing I can do. Tried to move as far away as possible to avoid them, and there's just nowhere I could go. And car, with the banking, it's so hard to get away from these people. Away from the trucks, and when they're sliding down the track, there's just not much you can do there. So.
Well, this is 2 nights in a row that you've had bad luck, man. I don't know what.
I'm getting frustrated with people not using their heads. I mean, there was no reason not to check up there, and I don't know. I'm more frustrated than anything right now. So it's probably not the best time to interview me, especially after getting wrecked out on lap 2. So.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back here and see if you can get that thing fixed up and get back out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rude. Thanks.
All right.
As I go back to green, let's get the starting lineup. It's going to be first off, in the first position again, still Mike Vining. Second place, Nathan Sedlick. Third place is going to be Mark A. Vega. Fourth place, right now, is going to be Steven Pearson. Rounding out the top 5 is going to be the 04 of
Nick
Hunt.
We're ready to go back green here. Pace car is in. And Mike Vining already on the gas. And look at Mr. B there at the end. Steven Pearson with a great run on the outside, hooking up with his teammate, Nathan Sedlick. And those two trying to work together to get up there and go into second and third. But Mark Vega slips right in there and says, no way. I've got a good draft here. I'm going to stay right on the back of Mike Vining for right now.
Craig Hawkins a little bit off the pace here. I believe he lost a draft from I believe that is the car of Scott A. Russell.
Yeah.
3 wide in the back. 3 wide.
Pearson up on the high side. And here comes Galen Gidman up through the middle.
3 wide, 2 rows back here at Talladega. Like you were saying earlier, Rudy, small pack, better racing. We just came off a caution of, 2 laps, but I think these guys are dialed in now, got an idea of their cars and how to push the limits and what they can go to. They can do more stuff now that everybody's comfortable.
Johnny Reed Foley up on the high side. Thomas Keene on the low side as them two take point. Coming around here to
Sorry, go ahead.
Coming around here to complete a lap. Looks like Keene will lead. No, Foley led that lap. Wow. Now he's dropping back. He got up there to lead his lap and says, okay, I've had enough. I'll back out of here and ride for a little bit.
3 of Foley last night was kind of stolen off that one, but did very very nice job last night.
Gidman and Charles Grant up to the high side. Now duck in behind Steven Pearson. Scott Russell driving his brother's farm truck. I thought that was Mark Russell out there. Here it's Scott Russell driving his brother Mark's farm truck. That's pretty awesome. And he goes quickly to the back of that pack. John Virgo going to be 14th, has a lot of damage, and he is about to be gobbled up here by the pack.
So Michael Gonzalez, John Batista, and Paul Crumry have taken it behind the wall tonight. Car into the wall there. Going to be the 94 of Galen Gidman.
Into the wall, huh?
Yes, sir.
And here comes the pack on by. And John Berga will go a lap down already. Now remember, folks, they only have 50% fuel. Looks like Jason Allison getting back out. Randall Drake is back out on the track. Check in here with Jason Allison. Looks like he's got most of the damage fixed up on that truck, but out there going to pick up a couple more positions here in the next couple of laps. He'll get by Evan Schroeder and John Batista.
Coming back to the line 2 by 2 in that pack. Going to be 3 wide now.
Nathan Sedlick ducking up right up underneath our leader, Thomas Keene. And right up the middle, James Mullins. And it looks like everybody's kind of parts ways there and is going to fall in behind him. He ducks to the bottom line, but everybody else going to the high line. Foley pulls back out.
Scott Russell and Galen Gidman and Steven Pearson have pulled back up to the pack. It's going to be 2 by 2 all the way back.
Foley, Nick Hunt on the high side. They get a little separated there. It looked like somebody might have checked up. Mike Vining kind of swerved up the hill just a little bit. Kind of put the scares into people. I know I do the same thing myself. I don't like people getting that side draft off of me, so what I'll do is I'll just kind of weave up the hill a little bit, and that puts the
3
scares
wide
into
for the
them.
lead.
Nick Hunt on the outside. And he's bringing the number 18 there of Mark Vega right along with him. Might be just a little too early for that 3 wide, Thomas.
Yeah, you know, these guys are getting pretty antsy too early, and it might be a little exciting to see, but it's too early for that. You gotta cool it down.
Foley drops down to the bottom, dumping off the number 47 of James Mullins. Still a heck of a rake going on up there in the front, though.
Randall Drake going to be coming a lap down this time around when they get up to him. He's just coming out of 4 now.
Yeah, he's got an awful lot of damage on his truck. Very slow, but he will be able to pick up a few more positions out there. He can get by John Batista, John Berga, so he could be looking
John
at about
Verga has just taken it behind the wall.
He could be looking at about 16th place here in the next few laps. So, all right, these guys all go by. Randall Drake puts him another lap down. That puts him 10 laps down.
Coming up on another lap car up here.
Charles Grant with a lot of nose damage, but he's hanging right with these guys. It could be just cosmetic damage. Doesn't seem to be affecting the draft any. He's hanging right there with, who is that? Mike Vining, just ahead of him. Yeah, Mike Vining just ahead of Charles Grant. Yeah, they pass up, looks like Evan Schroeder. They'll go by Evan. Evan trying to hang on what position he does have. Jason Allison goes up to 15th now. Mullins for the lead. And he drops it down to the low line right in front of Foley. I mean, that was a pretty tight fit in there, but he got it in there. I don't think we've seen the last of that battle, because here comes Foley back around, bringing Keene right along with him.
17's just got no help right now.
If Foley's... Oh, and he dumps off Keene. Oh, no. Keene working
Keene
with...
has a run.
Keene with Craig Hawkins. These guys are racing like it's the last lap of the race, but means this is only an 80 lap race. They got to get every advantage that they can. Coming up on 3 wide again, Jason Allison stays high, lets the leaders go by. And Jason Allison, 15th place, running about 7 laps down, or 8 laps down. Big slam on something there. Did you get that too? A big glitch on iRacing?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, must be a server thing or something there. That wasn't on my end, folks. That was on iRacing. I thought maybe it was me there for a second. Foley still hanging on. Mullins to the high side. Keene up there with him.
Is Mullins going to get around Foley?
Wow, man, they're getting squirrely. They're getting antsy. These guys, no patience. He comes back down in front of Foley and retakes the lead and leads another lap. Well, these guys are mixing it up here in the front. This is what I like about the racing of the trucks. It really does make it exciting when there's so many lead changes like that. When you got like the Gen 6s and stuff where you cannot draft, it's just such a boring race because it's pretty much like follow the leader, you know?
Yep. These trucks just have, you know, they might be slower than the Gen 6, but they are definitely more exciting.
Oh, yeah. And here comes Foley to the outside.
Same as in the B cars, too. I mean, B cars are the same way.
Yeah. Now let's
Keene's got some... Sorry, go ahead.
Let's see if Foley stays there and brings Keene with him. That would probably be the best thing to do. But I don't think Sedlick is going to let that happen. He is pushing the daylights out of Mullins right now on that bottom line.
Keene's got some rear end damage. Not sure if that's going to affect him in the draft at all, but seems like it's not. But pretty sure everybody's got some rear end damage right now because everybody's nose to tail here.
Craig Hawkins right in the middle of this battle, running in 6th place. Riding right behind Thomas Keene and Johnny Reed Foley. Johnny Reed Foley, the next big name in country music. And he drops it to the bottom line. Dumps off Keene and back to the outside, James Mullins. And what a run he gets. Wow, back in front. These guys are switching. I'm telling you, it's like they think it's the last race, their last lap of the race out here or something.
It's like Ring Around the Rosie.
I'm telling you, they just keep switching it
up.
up.
On Eric Schroeder, or Evan Schroeder, sorry about that. Evan Schroeder, not Eric Schroeder.
Galen Gidman hanging on in 11th place. Got a lot of damage on that truck, but he's doing quite well. Stephen Pearson in 12th. Scott Russell kind of losing the draft back here, the old farm truck.
You know, I think pit strategy right now is going to be a very big thing. As these cars are getting to lap 22, last time they pitted was on lap 2, if, you know, they pitted or they chosen to pitted.
We had a couple guys that did not pit. Nathan Sedlick did
As
not.
I say that, hello.
Yeah, that's what I thought. These guys are already starting to look. Yeah, they're coming down pit road. 50% fuel load tonight, so definitely these guys got to keep an eye on that fuel gauge.
Mike Vining, followed by Nathan Sedlick, Stephen Pearson.
Yeah, and these guys are all teammates here. Some of these guys, Sedlick, Pearson, Vining,
Craig Hawkins, Scott A. Russell, Mark A. Vega. Sedlick's going to be the first one out of pit road.
back up front. Foley and Keene take point. And it looks like we've got somebody peeling off there. That would be James Mullins coming to pit road.
And Nick Hunt.
Yes. I don't think anybody took any tires on that last pit stop, but boy, Mullins close to his pit wall, fuel only, and he's away. Nick Hunt
Here
doing
comes
tire change. Right side tires.
Leader is going to be Johnny Reed Foley.
Now they're a little off pit sequence. These guys were on pit road there, coming off pit road. I think it was about lap 5 or something, or 4 or 5 when they come off the pit road. So they've got a couple more laps of fuel. So we may see them go around one more time or 2 more times here, and they'll be coming to pit road. Already a third of the way through the race, almost a third. Ross Cato in third. Charles Grant fourth. Galen Gidman fifth, losing the draft. James Mullins will be sixth. He's the first one off of pit road, but nobody to work with. Going to be losing a lot of time.
All the leaders coming down pit road.
Yep.
Johnny Reed Foley, Thomas Keene, Ross Cato, Galen Gidman, Charles Grant Jr. Looks like it's gonna be Foley off pit road first.
Yeah, no tires. The only one that took tires was Ross Cato. He took 2 tires. But Foley will come out first and maintain the lead for the time being. Gidman will be second. Keene third. Ross Cato fourth. Charles Grant fifth. And James Mullins going to be closing down on them pretty quick if they don't get up to speed. He'll be right back into the mix with them, all them leaders. He was up to full speed, and they've got to get up to full speed. So Foley with almost a 2-second lead over second place, Galen Gidman. Gidman's got he's got Thomas Keene working with him. They'll reel in Foley really quick, and I'll bet you, Thomas, we're going to see a pass right there.
Gaining about, right now, their last lap compared to Foley, Galen Gidman's time was a 59.116. Foley's was a 1 minute lap time. Here they go to the outside.
And with a great run down the backstretch, boy, they had a full head of steam. Gidman kind of dumps Keene off there, and they could have really been working together very well, but now he comes back up to the high side to pick Keene back up. Keene says, no, the heck with you, man, you dumped me off. Foley trying to put the move on both of them and keep them both back there.
Cato and Grant coming into this fight.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good head of steam too. Let's see if they can make a pass here for the lead. Gidman gets robbed of leading the lap. Foley kind of robbed him of that. Now, he probably would have led that lap if he would have stayed connected with Keene right there. He would have, you know, they would have powered on by Foley, and Gidman would have been the leader coming to the line and got that lap led. But he decided to dump off Keene and drop to the bottom. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood in chat. Daniel not having a good day today. Well, back in the field here, Stephen Pearson, last one on the lead lap. Jason Allison, first one or more laps down in 14th place. And he's got the leaders coming up on him pretty quick. They're bearing down on him really fast. And it looks like he's going to stay low, and they're all going to have to go around on the high side. Wow. Okay. Usually lap cars go high.
Randall Drake on pit road, as is the 34 of Evan Schroeder.
Randall trying to get a little more damage fixed up as Daniel Smallwood still sits there. But Foley continuing to lead. Right now has led the most laps with 15 laps. Five trucks all tight together there. Charles Grant is the last one in that fivesome, or whatever you want to call it. And James Mullins bearing down on them, but it doesn't look like he's gaining a whole lot of time. He's got Nathan Sedlick and Mike Vining with him. And they're not really gaining a whole lot of time on that lead pack because the five of them are all nose to tail, just pulling some very fast laps. So they're hanging right here about 3.4 seconds behind the leader right now. And back in ninth, we've got Scott Russell, Nick Hunt, Mark Vega, Stephen Pearson, and Craig Hawkins. These guys all...
Jason Allison with a lot of damage on his truck, only averaging 162 miles an hour as the lead pad comes right at him at 190. That's a 30 mile an hour difference.
Yeah, that's a lot. But he did pick up a lot of positions by getting back out there on the track, so that's a good thing. And the leaders will go by him here yet again, as he did pit there and take fuel, probably trying to stay on that top of the strategy. Well, by 8 more laps, we're going to be at the halfway mark here, folks.
Only one caution so far, and that was on lap 2.
Yeah. All right, Foley, Gidman, Keene, Cato, and Grant. Nose to tail here, pulled away. They're out there about 3.3 seconds now ahead of Nathan Sedlick, 6th place.
Looking back at the backpack full of Stephen Pearson leading that backpack, group of 5 cars, 2x2, if they would get into line with each other and started, you know, bum drafting in a line, they could possibly get up to this lead pack.
Oh, definitely, yeah. At least catch that group that's up ahead of them 7 seconds. those guys are gaining. They are gaining time. Nathan Sedlick leading that group. They're gaining time on that lead pack, so it ain't going to be longer. They're going to be smelling the draft of that lead pack and reeling them in. So
I think they heard me.
we'll have a 8-car pack up there instead of 5. So this is going to be, it's going to be good. They're closing in on them really quick. They're just about reaching the draft right now. They're about 2 seconds behind them. They get down to about a second behind them, they will be getting that draft.
They're running 4 miles an hour faster than them in the main pack.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, ain't it? Well, these guys are all racing each other so much up here. They're really not staying in line and paying attention to what's going on. That them guys are closing that gap, and now they are within the grasp of that draft.
Jalen Gidman back to 4th place.
We're about to have a 4-car battle here as Thomas Keene retakes the lead. And they have joined them. So now we've got 8 cars in that pack. Mike Vining the last one. But it looks like Mullins kind of gets shuffled out to the outside. Seems to be hanging on pretty good here. He's getting a little side draft and trying to muscle.
Someone will go with him.
Trying to muscle his way up through there.
There's someone.
Trying to muscle his way up through there by himself, you know. But yeah, you're better off having a couple of guys go with you. You're going to be a lot faster. He is gaining some ground. He's starting to reel that leader up because they're not very tight right now. Mullins goes into 3rd as he gets by Ross Cato on this outside. And he's about to get a run on Foley here.
I'm proposing by turn 3, either he is going to have first or he's going to be right beside Keene.
Mullins been extremely fast here tonight. When they were all bidding for that top spot there earlier, racing each other and passing and repassing and repassing and repassing. They just kept passing each other. It looked like a lot of fun out there they were having, though. But right now, coming to the line, it looks like Mullins is bringing Sedlick with him, and those two go by. And they're going to bring bringing Mike Vining with them.
The pack of Mark Vega and company starting to reel in that first pack.
Yeah, they've closed that gap down a little bit too.
Hey Rudy, I just came in here, but I want to let you know the three-car packs are faster than the larger packs. That's what we've learned out on the track tonight.
All right.
And green flag pit stops are probably going to be happening here the next 3 to 5 laps.
Yep, gotcha. Well, Mullins out front again as he retakes the lead and brings Nathan Sedlick and Mike Vining with him. That puts Keene back to 4th.
Jason Allison has taken that decrepit car behind the wall.
Yes, he did. I think they've pretty much about picked up all the positions they can. Yeah, he may wind up losing the position to Evan Schroeder, though. Evan's still out there. And this next lap, he is going to go by Jason, and he will go into 14th, putting Jason back to 15th.
Evan Schroeder getting just into the trial now while the pack is coming out of 4. But that backpack's going into 3. I'm liking that backpack.
Yeah, they're doing really well back here. Now they lost some of that time that they had gained. I think they got the shuffling around there a little bit, and they lost some of that time. They lost about 0.8 of a second. Somewhere they had closed down to about 9.6 seconds, or not? No, I'm sorry, 9.9 seconds. I think it was. And now
we have just made the halfway point.
Yep. This front group is just content with riding, but they're not a very tight group, and I think that's how they wound up catching up. Mullins and all them guys catching up was they're not maintaining a very tight group here. Cato in 6th place.
Coming up on Eric Schroeder. Sorry, I said Schrader. Sorry about that.
And he ducks over trying to get a little draft off him. But what little bit of draft he got really wasn't much to help. Because he is really down on speed, down to 168. He's really a lot slower than them leaders. Mullins coming around here to lead yet another lap. Foley's led the most laps so far, 20 laps. And now Mullins, that will make lap number 9 for him.
Look for green flag pit stops coming this time by. See if these guys can do it clean, Rudy.
Yeah, that's a key factor. Boy, I'll tell you, that can win or lose a race. And we've seen a couple mistakes. I haven't seen anybody had to back up in their pit stall, but a couple little mistakes, getting too close to the wall. We've seen James Mullins get too close to the wall, but he only took fuel, so I guess that was all right. If he would have had to take tires, it could have been costly time-wise for him. And yes, here they come to pit road. They peel off. That leaves Keene out there as the leader.
Who came down, if you were wondering, it'll be James A. Mullins, Nathan Sedlick, and Mike Vining. Also coming, it's going to be Scott A. Russell, Mark A. Vega, and Craig Hawkins.
Looks like another fuel-only stop for Mullins.
Mike Vining and Nathan Sedlick taking right side tires, getting down and away.
Well, it is a chance that you take, but you could make it the whole 80 laps on the same set of tires, which I don't think Mullins has changed any tires yet today. So he's taking a chance. You know, there is an outside chance that you could blow a tire. I've seen it, but I've seen guys make it 100 laps at Daytona before. Their tires had to have been about bald. They had to have been right down to the cords.
But yet again, Daytona is a very much smoother surface than here at Talladega.
Yeah.
So, tires could be a thing later in the race.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys are probably taking 2. There's just enough time to fill up your tank and then reverse it the next time they pit, so.
Right, yeah, there is some out there that have, yeah.
Typically, that's what most of these guys do, because by the time you fill up your tank, you could have taken at least 2, so.
Keene and Foley, Cato, Gidman, and Grant still all pretty tight together. Them 5 have been they've been right around each other for the latter part of this race, and I'm kind of looking for them to all 5 to come to pit road at the same time. We'll see here in just a couple minutes if they come down, because I know Keene and Foley were about 2 laps later pitting than them other guys, James Mullins and company. So we'll see. They should be coming to pit road here in the next lap or so.
Galen Gidman getting a little high there, washed up the track.
I think they're some of them maybe. Nope,
Nope.
not this lap. Maybe next lap.
You know, they could have saved saved a little bit when they were behind and they were falling behind. They could have saved.
Let's see, I was trying to find who is it? Yeah, James Mullins. Now, these guys here are not really that far ahead of the leader. About maybe 4 seconds ahead of the leader. They've been in and off of pit road. But we've got some lap down trucks that are mixed in with the lap trucks. Mark Vega in there, Craig Hawkins, those two up on the high side here as all the leaders come to pit road.
Thomas Keane, Johnny Reed Foley, Galen Gidman, Ross Cato, and Charles Grant.
All 5 of them come to pit road together.
Now with those guys pitting separately, like from those other lead pack that pitted a lap ago, that should pretty much break that pack up again. I'm curious to see how quick it takes them to catch up to the leaders again.
I see everybody with left side tire changes. Everybody on that group changed left side tires.
I believe the 94 might have just gotten a penalty. A little faster than everybody there.
He comes off second now. They've got that second group closing in on them pretty quick here. If they don't get up to speed, Mullins, Vining, and Sedlick will be closing in on them really quick.
.194, 180. Ross Cato, 180, and the James A. Mullins car is going to go 192.
Foley way out ahead of Gidman. Gidman working with Grant is going to reel in. Now, if Gidman would listen this time here, if he keeps Charles Grant with him, both of them can pass Foley, but if he drops down in front of Foley, then Foley will just go back up around him. So we'll see how this plays this time. Looks like he's going to stay right there behind Foley this time.
Well, the 3 and 94 are teammates, so that makes sense, Rudy.
Brando Drake getting back on track after 25 laps.
Yeah, Daniel Smallwood back out on the track too. 39 laps down, but he does have a chance he could pick up a few positions here.
Drake's looking a little crinkle cut.
Oh, I'm a lot crinkly.
A lot crinkly.
I'm down. My max speed is 160 right now.
Man.
Extra crinkle.
Foley still in
Saturday
there.
night stroll there, Rudy. Saturday night stroll.
I know, but about like last night, man.
Wish at least if this was Daytona, I could say there'd be a lot of hot girls to go visit. But this is Alabama we're talking about.
Yeah. This is where they got 2 teeth in their head and 3 in their pocket.
Exactly.
Johnny Reed Foley's gonna be your leader coming down. Followed by Galen Gidman.
That
And it's
makes
gonna be
24 laps Foley has led now.
Thomas Keane back in 4th. You know, I gotta say, actually, for somebody that was, I believe he was actually in the wreck, Mike Vining sitting 7th.
I don't know if Vining was in that wreck. I think he was up front of that, Thomas.
Oh, was he?
I think
I
so.
thought he
Does he
was.
have damage?
A little bit on the rear of the truck, but that could have been somebody maybe checking up, got into the back of him or something, but he seems to be okay.
Yeah. I don't think he was caught up in that original wreck because he was on the pole, so.
And we're about to have an 8 truck pack again. Nathan Sedlick will fall to the back end of that 8 pack.
We still have another pack coming, though.
Yeah, Nick Hunt and company, but boy, they're 14 seconds behind the leaders right now. Mark Vega, Craig Hawkins, Steven Pearson, and them four have been working together for quite some time now. And Scott Russell.
Those guys need a flawless, pit sequence, and hoping that the lead pack gets all screwy for them to catch up and make up that time.
Scott Russell back here all by himself, 41 seconds behind the leader. He'll be the next one to go a lap down, 13th place. Evan Schroeder off the track, 14th.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I caught Scott on the apron coming out of pit road, going back out on the track, and unfortunately, because of the rule, you can't exit. You have to exit on the backstretch. So he got stuck behind me going down when I'm down a cylinder. So he lost that group in front of him.
Sorry, guys, I had to take my medicine here real quick. Sorry. And Thomas, look who's back up there challenging for the lead, James Mullins.
James Mullins has been, for some of these guys, probably a very nuisance. They've got to be wanting to throwing daggers at this guy.
Vining staying right with him.
Keen tucking in right behind them too with Nason Sedlick.
And Mullins drops to the bottom. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, because here comes Mike Vining. And
Vining
like
back to the point.
He doesn't really want to drop down there and leave his teammate up there. But he would like to drop down in there to take the lead. Vining has led
Sedlick
6
down
laps.
to the inside.
There you go. Now Foley and Keene back to the top. Coming to 26 to go.
Ooh.
Scott Russell.
Very close there for Vining and Johnny Reed Foley.
Scott Russell gets passed up. He will fall into the back of that pack and be the first car lap down in 13th place.
You know,
he's praying for a caution.
Tight packer here, all 8 of them. Plus, Scott Russell falling in with them. That's a good place for him to be. He'll stay there and be the first car to get the wave by if a caution comes out.
Johnny Reed Foley still on the outside of Mike Vining, and I believe he's got an inch.
We're going to have to see. They're going to have to come down pit road one more time here before the end of this race, so that could change things up. We'll watch and see if anybody takes any tires. We might see people just try to shoot the gap and not take any tires.
Vining, stretch of the race, Rudy, I probably would take no tires. Just give me a gas and go.
Vining kind of moves up the hill a little bit, which made Foley swing clear to the top. Now he drops to the bottom right in front of Vining, leaving Keene up there on the high side.
Daniel Smallwood being how many laps down he is, would it be a good idea for him to tuck in?
He's
40
laps down. He can try to pick up the draft here, but I think he's just way too slow. He's only about 170 mile an hour. I think by himself now he's got a little bit of draft help right there, but by himself he was only reaching about 168, 169. So, but he did pick up a little speed right there, kind of just sniffing the draft of that lead group. But that's going to fall off.
Battle for the lead, Thomas Keene and Johnny Reed Foley.
And do you short pit here, Rudy?
I would. Because
I mean, you want that extra time, right?
Yeah, to try to pick up as many, because they're going to have to pit one more time. So I would, but that's just me. I'm not that great of a racer, but I watch enough of these things to see guys trying different strategies, and I've always seen the short pit work better than running it till you're almost out of fuel. But more times that works for you than not. So, but Foley out front now for 29 laps. As him and Keene continue to battle, Ross Cato up there with Keene. And also the lap truck of Scott Russell working with them on that high side. And as you were saying earlier there, Randall, 3 trucks are pretty fast. They were faster than a group of 4 or 5.
Yeah, 3 is definitely faster than 4 or 5 from what I learned out in practice tonight.
Wow, that's weird, ain't it? Never used to be that way.
This draft model is screwy again. I'm just looking forward to the dynamic tracks coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
In a week. That's going to change everything, Rudy.
Yeah, no.
As I said earlier, another thing with the pace car, people are going to be looking for that white pace car. They're just not going to see it as Keene tucks to the inside of Johnny Reed Foley.
Yeah, he dropped right down in front of him. Boy, that was a quick jerk down, too. That could have been, if Foley's fender would have been there, he would have took it right off.
Well, the guys in the second pack.
90's going to lead that lap.
Yes, sir. Ross Cato leads his first
And
lap.
right down to the bottom, too.
Yes, sir. Thanks to Scott Russell pushing him up there. Scott did a great job.
Coming right up on Randall Drake. Keene's got to slow it down. You get right below that yellow line.
Uh-oh, and man, this is getting nuts up here now, folks.
20 laps to go.
Gidman to the front, following Scott Russell. Scott Russell actually at the tail end of the lead lap now because he's ahead of the leader. If a caution would come out right now, he wouldn't even have to worry about getting away by. He's already be back on the lead lap.
90 to the apron.
Yeah.
Pearson would love that because then he'd be the lucky dog.
Mike Vining all alone on the bottom there.
Yeah, I was trying to follow. He got hung on that apron, and that cost him a lot of time. So he's going to have to fall to the back of that group now. And Ross Cato will fall to the back now. He is going to lose that.
Galen Gidman, still our leader. Bumping the back of the Scott A. Russell car.
Nathan Sedlick drops it down into the bottom groove. 20 to go, coming to 19 to go this time by. One caution in the race here tonight, folks. That's all we've seen for 4 laps. And we've had
these guys are going to have to be pitting very soon. As,
They're coming now.
We've had 21 lead changes. Gidman in the lead, pushing the lap truck of Scott Russell. Scott helped Ross Cato get up there. Ross led a lap. Now Ross back in 8th place. Oh, Scott getting hooked by... Oh, no, you're kidding me.
Right into it.
Oh, no. Poor Scott Russell. Innocent victim in that whole thing. Yeah, that slowed up Galen Gidman a lot right
Nathan
there.
Sedlick, James A. Mullins, Mike Vining. Gotta feel bad for Russell.
Oh man, that was, and I don't know if it was he was coming to pit road or what the deal was, but Galen Gidman hooked him, and God, we hate to see that.
I believe it was just wrong place, just for him, and just got a little loose maybe, and then got help.
Foley up
One
on
of
the
those
high
situations.
side, up there with who's that? Nate? No, that's with Ross Cato up there. Yeah.
Cato has had a very fast truck all night, just hasn't had the time to showcase it.
Yep. Now Foley's stuck up on the high side by himself, nowhere to go. He's going to
Foley.
have to fall in behind Ross Cato.
You know, that might not be a bad thing, because I heard that the Toyotas are actually faster leading here in the draft than the Silverados, so they might have an advantage.
Are you reading the Book of Myths again, Thomas?
Only in my sleep.
Those are iRacing Legends tales, tall tales, or something like that. I think I heard.
You know, it's about the size of my it's about the size of my head.
Well, Scott Russell's back out on the track, but he is going to be a couple laps down now. That's unfortunate. Boy, and his speed is really not very well. After being so good, the farm truck tore up bad now.
And he was running that special scheme tonight for his brother who who's injured. I don't know if you heard this story there, Rudy.
No, I did not. What happened to Mark?
Mark broke a couple of ribs. Had to have, I think he had surgery. Some screws and stuff put in, supposedly.
Oh my God, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he got hurt at work from what I heard. So Mark, I hope you get better, buddy.
Oh my God. Hopefully he's watching. Mike Mining out here all by himself, nobody to work with, and he is about to get scooped up here by the leaders. The leaders not up to their usual speeds here.
I believe they might still have to pit, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to pit, and this is what I was telling Randall about that short pit thing. Boy, I don't know. This is going to be interesting because they've got Nathan Sedlick and James Mullins back there, and they've done their last pit.
By the way, there's 14 laps to go, so we're just under the 15-lap mark.
I don't think there's any way they can make it, the rest of the way. They've got to come to pit road. But the longer they wait, the more Sedlick and Mullins are closing in on them. Even that, well, I don't know, maybe not, because there are only two of them working together. Only the two of them working together. But they are using lap traffic as much as they can to try to get a little draft. They're just barely hanging on to 37.3 seconds behind them. And but the leaders are going to have to come to pit road one more time.
Vining gonna tuck in right behind them.
And here they come.
And yep,
All of them.
Gidman, Grant, Reed Foley,
Cato. So this will be their final pit stop right here, but Gidman, see what he does. Gidman with a little damage on that truck. I don't think it's affecting the speed of it as long as he stays in that pack and drafting. And it looks like pretty much Foley had to back up in his pit stall. Those are the mistakes you'll see. That was costly. Gidman getting out first. Keene second. Cato third. Grant fourth. And Foley will be fifth.
ouch.
And boy, look at this. Sedlick and Mullins. Wow, what a run. They are going to wind up passing them, I believe, on the backstretch somewhere. They're closing right up on them real fast here.
It's late. Averaging a 190, and the leaders are only averaging a 177 right now.
Yep, and Sedlick drives on by a few of them here. Now he's got a couple more to go, and they still are not quite in the lead yet, as Keene and Gidman stay out ahead of them by about a second, but they're going to reel them in real quick now. They are in the draft of them two leaders up front, Keene and Gidman. And again, they're still coming with a full head of steam, and let's see, they're going to pass on the high side. Very cool.
You know, they say the last 15 laps is the most exciting.
Absolutely, and it's paying it right here.
Here in this league of IWCR, you know, a lot of these guys are not pro, but they are very close to being pro. These guys do take pride in what they do, and week in and week out, they do an awesome job. And, you know, Randall, I do give you credit for running an awesome league, and I know I've tried to get in this league multiple times, and multiple times I have failed. But I do give you credit for running such a great league.
I appreciate the compliment. It's not an easy job by any means.
Well, Foley's still back into the mix of it, as now we've got a 7-truck battle up here for the lead. Uneven amount. Somebody's going to be the odd man out somewhere.
I believe that's going to be Foley.
Well, he's back here with Gidman. Those two are teammates, so those two, I'm sure, are going to work together to try to get back up to the front. Sedlick and Cato up in the front. Good to see Ross back in. He was away for, a few seasons, actually. Quite a few seasons, wasn't he, Randall?
Sorry, I missed that, Rudy. What?
Ross Cato, he was away for quite a few seasons.
Yeah, he missed at least 3 or 4 from us. It's good to have Ross back.
As we say that, Ross Cato down to the inside, right in front of Nathan Sedlick.
Charles Grant now, working with Thomas Keene. Charles having a great night here tonight. He's one of my World of Warship buddies. Charles, you need to get in there. We need to play some World of Warships.
Look at this Gidman and Foley coming up into the pack. I believe that odd man out, like you were saying, is going to be actually that 17 car of Mulligan's. Sorry, Mullins.
Yeah, 47.
Yeah, oops.
And Charles Grant for the lead. For the first time today, he has led a lap. So he will get a bonus point for leading a lap. Now if he can just bring it.
Say how many more to go, Rudy?
9 to go.
A lot of things can happen in 9 laps, that's for sure.
Oh
You know
yeah.
who that lead pack's coming on right now? It's that pesky red and blue car of Randall Drake.
No.
The pesky. Mullins. Almost looking like he's going to go 3 wide. He gets into the back of Thomas Keene. Upset Keene's truck. Keene going to have to go to the back.
Here comes Foley, though. I don't know. Foley could make it 3 wide here and try to go for that lead.
Foley forgetting the team thing there with his partner, Galen Gidman. He's all on his own now. He's just hooking up with whoever can get him to the front. Hooks up with Mullins. Let's see if they can get by Charles Grant. I really don't think it'll be a problem if Keene can get back up to Foley here and make that a 3-car pack up on the high side. Gidman, I think that damage is starting to show on Gidman's truck right now. He needs somebody back behind him for a little draft help. And now Keene falls back there, and that will help Gidman get back up to the front.
You know what's funny? If I see that 3 in the 4-car hookup, it'll make 34. That would just be super creepy. Nathan Sedlick tucking in behind. Ooh, 3 wide. Keen up to the high side.
Yeah, he's getting pretty racy up there.
Coming up on the lap car of Daniel Smallwood.
Daniel up to 16th place, 42 laps down.
Here comes Keen to the outside of the 3 car. Or sorry, the 35 of Nathan Sedlick and the 3 car.
He's just not giving up on that 3 wide stuff. In the meantime, Charles Grant's loving every minute of this. Them guys get racing side by side back there, and he can just continue to lead. Ross Cato
5
second.
laps to go.
5. 6.
And Grant just got hung out to dry, by the way.
6 laps to go.
Oop, sorry, yep.
But Ross Cato now up on the high side. Him and Foley.
Fully to second place.
Now when they cross the line, it'll be 5 to go. There we go, 5 laps to go. Ross Cato leads that lap.
And 2 laps ago, Rudy, you were counting Gidman out.
No, I just said he had damage, and it was showing because he didn't have anybody behind him to push him. And once Keen started pushing on the back of Gidman, it got Gidman right back up there. He with that little bit of nose damage, he can't hang on to the draft without somebody helping him and behind him. So and it's paying off right now with Keen right on his bumper because they're 1, 2, 3 on that bottom. But they've got 4 trucks up on that high side: Cato, Foley, Mullins, and Sedlick up on that high side. So it's 4 against 3. Oh, yep, here we go. Mullins up the middle.
Pesky Mullins.
I'll tell you, he has been wicked fast today, I gotta say.
Fully to the middle.
Cato gets shuffled to the back, and he's going to have to be careful. He's going to wind up losing that draft. He could wind up to be the odd man out if he's not careful.
Wrecking. Front stretch. Or side stretch.
No caution, though. Oh, but we got a wreck.
Foley's back out on the track.
Wow, what a piece of driving by Foley. But Gidman with a lot of damage. Wow. I don't know if I can go back. Let me see if I can go back and catch this while we got a quick minute here, guys.
Just happened so suddenly.
Top 4 guys are battling all over the place here.
Keen to the outside. Sedlick. 3 wide.
I know I'm missing that, but I want to see what happened here. Oh.
Yeah, you might not want to go away from this, Rudy. The top 4 guys are battling hard.
Well, I'm already away from it.
Okay.
But wow, it looks like Gidman went up the hill to try to miss Mike Vining and got into the side of Johnny Reed Foley. So that's what caused that. But anyhow, back up front. Okay, James Mullins.
My apologies, Grant. I thought you had gone back to the wreck. That's why I was saying that.
No, that's what I was doing right when you said that. I'm already away from it. I'm back here in the wreck. But okay, we're back up front now live, and we got 4 trucks battling this. Oh my, Ross Cato pretty much out of it, 2.5 seconds back. Coming to get the white flag right here, folks. Who's going to win this? Oh my. Nathan Sedlick looking to the outside, hoping somebody will go with him.
Sedlick, started second outside Mike Vining, just hoping and praying that somebody makes a mistake and doesn't alter his ego of this race.
White flag in the air. Mullins in command. Wiggles a little bit to the bottom. Man, if he's not careful, somebody's going to try to stick their nose in under that bottom. He needs to hold it steady. Charles Grant comes up high in front of Sedlick. Are they going to be able to get a run? Coming off of turn 4. A lot could happen right here. They need a good run. Coming to the start front. Oh, Charles Grant gets bumped by James Mullins. That was a little dirty there, but... And Mullins is going to win it. Looks like Sedlick takes second and Keene third. That was a little dirty, but hey, it's the last lap. Anything goes, right?
So, Grant, after the flag there, gets into Mullins.
Yeah, I think at that point, really, they're battling. They're coming to the line. I know Nate was trying to take the outside there to try to hope that if someone jumped up, he could maybe push them, and that would get them.
For 7th place, it's going to be
that's racing.
Craig Hawkins.
That's racing, man. You know, it was great racing right there. He had to do what he had to do to hold on to that place. So, all right, let me get him down here. James Mullins, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, buddy.
Well, you did what you had to do, putting the old block on everybody. You bring it to victory lane today. Congratulations, Jim.
Yeah, heck yeah, it was a fun race. Did what I had to do. Don't like to block like that, but you got to do what you got to do, man. I throw some pretty good blocks, too.
Hey, when it's on the last lap, brother, I'm with you. That was awesome job right there. But talk about your racing. You were up and down there, James, for a long time, man. It was looking kind of bleak about the middle of the race. It didn't look like you were ever going to reach that front group.
Ooh, man, I was kind of scared there after that first pit stop. I think I went in with the 04, and he took tires. I just took gas only. I was out there by myself. Luckily, I got hooked up with the 35 and the 19. We ended up catching the pack. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad there for a little bit. I was kind of iffy if I'd ever get back up there because it looked like it was going to go green.
Yeah, but great race. Great way to put on a good show out here. One caution, first caution on lap 2, and we went green the rest of the way. A lot of green flag pit stops. We did see you make one little mistake, and I don't really think it cost you that much because you didn't take tires. But when you pitted on that one stop, you kind of come right in right close to your pit wall. Was that by design, or was that kind of accidental?
No, I actually got on the brakes a little too bit late, and I'm just lucky I didn't hit the wall. I just ended up getting lucky. Just a mistake on my part.
Because I know if it would have been that you would have had to, take tires, it would have probably made a lengthy pit stop for you. But anyhow, congratulations, James. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Eddie Greer, one of my buddies I work with, and my wife who's watching.
Oh, very cool, very cool. All right, well, congrats, brother. That was a great race for you.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. That's a fun race. I didn't take tires the whole race, just to let everybody know.
Well, I kind of wondered about that because I didn't see you take any tires, and we were talking about it here in the booth, and I think Randall said something about it. He said, I think probably everybody out there is probably taking 2 tires in a while. I said, well, I haven't seen James take any yet. But I said, unless I missed it. So that's good to know. Well, I have heard of guys going 100 laps at Daytona without changing tires, but it's a heck of a chance to take. If you can blow a tire.
Yeah, well, the pit stop for the last, I had 89% on my right front, so I really wasn't too worried about it.
No, you were good to go.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks a lot, buddy, and congrats on your win.
Thank you, man. Awesome race.
All right, second place, Nathan Sedlick. Nathan Sedlick, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Rudy.
Well, congrats on second place, man. It was looking a little like you weren't even going to maybe be on the podium there for a little bit, but you stayed in the grasp of it all day long, Nathan. How did you do it?
Oh yeah, we were off the pit schedule there from the beginning. We stayed out on the first caution, and so we were off from everybody else, which put us we pitted a little bit sooner, but it was okay because we got to get together and we had some clear traffic there, and we were able to, line up and do things like that. So, but yeah, started second, finished second, not too bad at Talladega.
Heck yeah, man! I'd take that any day of the week. Well, your car looked truck looked a little beat up in the front. Where did you get that damage from?
Man, the closing rate sometimes out here is pretty good when you get somebody that chops somebody's nose and the line checks up and things like that. It's a pretty rough hit, and I think everybody's rear end and noses are somewhat damaged out here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, congrats on your second place finish here today, Nathan. Man, that was a really great race. One caution. What did you think of the race overall?
Pretty good race. I just want to say there, I appreciate Keen. I pushed him down pretty hard going into one, and he got on the apron and about lost it and everything, and I was on their door pretty hard. So trying to keep them from getting on that outside line those last couple laps and just see what I could do. But, yeah, good race overall, and just, thanks to RPM, all them guys over there and everything they do, everybody in here in IWCR, that was a real good race. I enjoyed running with that pack of 8 cars up front, and, good times like that. I really appreciate that from the guys.
Very good. All right. Thanks for talking with us, Nathan. And again, congratulations on second place.
Thanks, Rudy.
All right. One more to go. Thomas Keene, you got a copy?
Yes, Rudy, I do, man.
Well, third place tonight. Boy, it was a close call there between you and Nathan Sedlick for a quick minute there. Tell me about that. What happened there?
I don't know, but I was dirt tracking the. I feel I was at Eldora there for a few times in those last 5 laps, going through the tri-oval. James made it 3 wide. I was really shocked he made 3 wide. I didn't think he had a truck, and then he made contact with me going 3 wide, so I had to dirt track it there. Then on the last lap there, me and Charles had it all planned out where I was going to push Charles to the win. And then Sedlick on our outside there. What was killing me was I don't know what happened up there, what's going on with the lead. And I don't know if the 47 was holding up the 52 or what was going on. The 52 was not pushing him. And I was going to try to move off turn 2 and give Charles and push him to the lead. And that never happened because Sedlick was always there. But it was an interesting race. Definitely a fun one. I have to give a big shout out to Johnny Reed Foley and Galen Gimman and Ross Cato. They were working with us the whole race. We were just a big group of 5, and we thought we had a strategy going, and then all fell apart there slowly when Foley and Galen got wrecked. I bet you if that didn't happen, it definitely would have been a different outcome. I bet one of us 5 would have pulled it off, but it's still a good race.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congrats on third. Anybody you want to thank?
I just want to thank my good Lord, God, and Savior, Jesus Christ. I just want to thank you guys for putting on this race. I just want to thank my mom and my grandma. I know they're watching. My dad's watching too. I just want to thank everyone back at the shop, Checkers of Records, Daniel Smallwood, Maka Gonzalez, welcome back to him, Charles Grant Jr., and Calvin Troy. Everyone over there all time, Michael Leiby, Tony DeGeneiro, and Travis Townsend. Everyone over there at Lockdown Racing, Galen Gimman, Ross Cato, Johnny Reed Foley for working with us tonight. And I just want to give a big shout out to any of my fans watching, Dan, Koalas, or Levi. And that was a really fun race, and hopefully we can go to Auto Club next week and extend the points lead.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Thomas, and congrats on third.
Thank you there, Rudy.
All right, let's run down through the results here real quick, folks. James Mullins coming home the winner here tonight. Nathan Sedlick second. Thomas Keene in third. Charles Grant Jr. fourth. Ross Cato fifth. Johnny Reed Foley sixth. Craig Hawkins seventh. Nick Hunt eighth. Galen Gidman ninth. Mark Vega in 10th. Mike Vining finishing 11th. Scott Russell 12th. Stephen Pearson, Mr. Be there at the end, wasn't there at the end tonight, finishing 13th. Randall Drake 14th. Daniel Smallwood 15th, Evan Schroeder 16th, Jason Allison 17th, John Berga 18th, John Batista 19th, and Michael Gonzalez rounding out the field in 20th. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul Crumry was the last one. Excuse me, 21st. All right, well, congratulations again to James Mullins here. He led the last 15, well, he led 15 laps tonight, but they were back and forth quite a bit. I was going to look at it. The race summary here shows we had 1 caution for 4 laps, and we had 30 lead changes tonight here at Talladega. As you can tell, it was a great race. So, all right, well, I'd like to thank my buddy there, Jason Allison, for making the graphics here for the racing. Thank you, Jason. We appreciate that very, very much. And we will see you tomorrow night on Twitch. Don't forget to watch us on Twitch tomorrow night for SRA. It's the truck series, but I'm not exactly sure what track it will be at. Gosh, I hope it's not Talladega again. I don't think it is. But we'll see you tomorrow night on Twitch. Till then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.